Good afternoon. I'm Mary Ives, and I'm chair of the Board of Trustees of the college. And on behalf of all the board members, I have the privilege of welcoming you to this beautiful new space. Isn't it wonderful? Oh, it's just grand. Thank you for joining us in this celebration of the completion of the effort that we called the Science Initiative. And it's really very satisfying to be part of the event today because I can remember a bit over a year ago, we had to bring ground inside the old science building to do a groundbreaking because the weather was so fierce outside. And I think some of you were there, and thank you for being here again. Very soon, this expansion of labs and classrooms will be open for business. Did you know that almost 90% of St. Scholastica's traditional students will take classes, conduct research, and confer with their professors and peers in this space created or improved by the Science Initiative? This really is worth celebrating. And let me be the first of many today who will say to you, thank you. It's your support that made today possible. Before we move ahead with our speakers today, I think it's appropriate that we begin with an afternoon of prayer. And Sister Mary Josephine is going to join me here to share that prayer. Sister Mary Josephine, here she comes.
Thank you, Mary. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, today we gather with awe and wonder in this sacred space, the Benedictine Commons. Our hearts are overflowing with gratitude for the generosity, vision, and courage of our many donors who have made this science initiative come to reality. We stop to ponder and celebrate the quiet miracles that have taken place in the construction of this new initiative. And we creatively imagine the new discoveries, insights, and challenges that will burst forth within these sacred walls as our students ponder the mysteries yet to be discovered in their pursuit of wisdom and knowledge. Source of wisdom and guidance, keep alive our Benedictine tradition and values in all who have made possible this new space and all who will use it as our students prepare to touch and renew the world. Wellspring of hope, continue to bless all who have shared their wisdom, talents, and generous financial gifts to bring to fruition another part of the dream of Mother Scholastica and the Benedictine sisters. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Mary Josephine. Now I'd like to introduce a man that all of us know for his excellent leadership of the college in this initiative and overall for the last 14 years. The president of our College of St. Scholastica, Dr. Larry Goodwin.
Thanks, Mary, and thank all of you for coming today. It was 4 years ago that the Board of Trustees declared the expansion of the Science Building as the college's highest priority. And they told me you'd take that message on the road. And it was no wonder that this expansion was our highest priority. Our enrollment in the hard sciences and the health sciences was growing. And the original science building, constructed now 44 years ago to serve 800 students, was serving 3 times that number and was bursting at the seams. We had too few offices and classrooms, and too few and outdated laboratories and research areas. Our faculty and staff and students deserved better. And with our strong programs in the health sciences and the sciences, and with our centennial approaching, we knew that we needed to enter the college's second century with a state-of-the-art science facility. Mother Scholastica told me this one night in a vision that I had. And so we went to work. And here we are. Today we can say, here it is, the college's highest priority realized, on time and on budget, and with a couple of tunnels to boot. It's remarkable, really, what a determined community of people can do. With the help of trustee John Lebowski, is John still here, or did he hit the road already? John helped us secure the architectural design services of Ellerby Beckett, a firm, by the way, who helped design Tower Hall a century ago. And trustee Bob Schrader connected us with the Mcgahee family, their construction firm in St. Paul. And Brad, where are you? Brad and Colleen. Both companies gave us first-rate teams, genuine partnerships, and their best efforts to design and build this handsome expansion. The Science Initiative had a price tag of $15.6 million, of which we decided to raise $6 million and bond for the rest. Trustee and former board chair Sister Kathleen Hofer led the fundraising effort. She and her co-chairs brought commitment, energy, and talent to the task. The Benedictine sisters stepped up once again with a lead gift. I say once again because it wasn't all that long ago that we had the Imagine Tomorrow campaign, where the Benedictine sisters stepped up with the lead gift. In both cases, their generosity set the bar and inspired others to follow their example. And we are delighted to name this gathering space Benedictine Commons in their honor. More than one person has told me that when they first walked into this space and took in its dimensions and looked at the heritage panels, that they got tears in their eyes. And this is Benedictine Commons. After the sisters, then you, our friends and believers, stepped up with your support, sometimes several times. And what can I say but thank you? This is how these things happen. I've had a lot of one-on-ones with a lot of you in this room, and I hope you can tell you've made a difference. Everyone on our board of trustees provided financial support, after which we had the nerve to go back to them and to former trustees to ask them to give again to raise an additional $250,000 challenge fund. And they did. You did. The result of all these efforts is that we actually exceeded our $6 million fundraising goal. And I think we can all be proud of the results. And if we think long term, I have to say, you know, the staff and faculty and current students and I thank you for what you've done, but I want to thank you on behalf of future generations of students and of faculty, of future healthcare providers and physicians, people that will pass through this building and will be able to learn and to have the kind of infrastructure and support and environment that they need. It's great work that you've done. I really thank you. And now I'd like to introduce the leader of our founders, our sponsors, our partners, Sister Lois Eckes, Prioress of St. Scholastica Monastery.
It was about 375 days ago that many of us in this room gathered for the groundbreaking out in front of the science building. And you might remember, or wanted to gather out there, but it was such a blistery day that we had to take our piles of earth into the science auditorium and have our groundbreaking, pretend groundbreaking inside. Some of you remember that day. And at that time, in my remarks, I said, "This is the day that the Lord has made." And I say that again today. Indeed, this is the day that the Lord has made. And how wonderful it is that we are gathered here today in this beautiful new facility, the fulfillment of the vision, the passionate commitment of all of you who have supported the college and this particular endeavor. And a stunning tribute it is as well to the craftsmanship, the skill, the reverent work, and the architectural and construction personnel and workers who have built this dream with the work of their hands. Thank you. We trace the sense of purpose, the vision of all of that we stand in the midst of, back to our founding mothers. Mother Scholastica Kirst and her small band of courageous, visionary sisters who bought the land, then known as the Daisy Farm, that has become our St. Scholastica campus, and put up the first building, the beginnings of Tower Hall. Then Mother and Sister Alexia Kirst, who followed through with nurturing the dream and launched what became the College of St. Scholastica. Mother Agnes Summers, whose vision and leadership developed and shaped the growth of our college and campus for the next 50 years. Sister Mary Richard Boo and Sister Mary O'Deal, who oversaw the development of the science building in its original formation. Not to mention all the sisters you see pictured here in these beautiful heritage panels on the wall, who have taught in a variety of our health and other science disciplines at the college for its 100 years of existence. These very moving portrayals I also found to bring tears to my eyes when I first came in and looked at them and read them. And special thanks to Sister Margaret Clark, who did the text for these beautiful panels. As we look to the future, we Benedictine sisters of St. Scholastica Monastery eagerly anticipate the next 100 years of our treasured partnership with our college, which we founded and now sponsor and love as one of our precious expressions of the Catholic Benedictine tradition, which is at the very core of who we are. We trust that whatever challenges lie ahead, they will be met with imagination, courage, and faith, springing from the values that we share, that truly in all we are and do together, God will be glorified, and our world will be continually transformed by the truth, the goodness, and the beauty that we bring to it for countless years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Lois. Appreciated that piece of history. Now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Sister Kathleen Hofer As you know, Larry mentioned she was chair of the Science Initiative and did a wonderful job. And she was also a former faculty member, former chair of the Board of Trustees, and a current trustee. So welcome, Sister Kathleen.
Thank you, Mary. We all know that a successful outcome, like we're celebrating today, is the work of many committed and energetic people. There was a concern after our last very successful campaign that moving ahead with another campaign so soon was maybe not the best idea. But the great need for expanding and upgrading the science facilities was so urgent that we moved ahead with confidence in our donors. And thank God for our generous donors. I can say that I've never worked with a better group than the co-chairs of our Science Initiative Leadership Committee, who directed the fundraising efforts for this expansion and upgrading of our Science Center. I'm pleased to introduce them now and ask them to stand as I introduce them. They are, standing in the back, Karen Alseth, class of '82, former chair of the Imagine Tomorrow campaign, did a great job, and trustee emerita, and Royal Allworth III. Thank you. Linda Kloss, class of '68 and former trustee, and a former co-medical record administrator with me, was not able to be here today, but she played a very significant role. So let's give some applause to Linda. Kristen Ryan, class of '98, and Bob Ryan, former trustee, standing in the back there by the screen. Thank you, Kristen and Bob. Jacqueline Sebastian, class of '89, and current trustee, and Dr. Jim Sebastian. Now, I saw them earlier, Jackie and Jim. There, thank you, thank you. Dr. Louise Town, class of '53, and current trustee. Louise? And one other person who deserves recognition and our thanks is our chair of the College Advancement Committee of the Board of Trustees, and Larry already referenced to him, John Lebowski. And is John? He was here for the board meeting. He was here earlier, but I don't see him now. John was really very instrumental in our moving ahead with the science expansion. As I said, there were concerns about this project, so close to the Imagine campaign, and John was there pushing us and helped with some of the initial work. And Larry mentioned the tunnels, and John was the one that said, we can do the tunnels too, when we were really concerned about initially the expansion in the Science Center. So John was very instrumental, and he has kept us updated on the project from the very beginning, and we've been very grateful for John's work. If you've had a chance to walk through this new building, you may have noticed the plaques which indicate spaces named for our generous donors. We have many of those donors with us today, as well as numerous other donors who made this incredible building possible in such a short period of time. I am so touched by the testimonial we received from a class of the 2006 grad who sent in $20 and said, quote, the entire CSS community particularly the biology and chemistry departments, gave me the critical foundation on which I am building my future career in dentistry. I wanted to give back to the programs which have given so much to me. And I'm sure many of our students can say that. On behalf of the Science Initiative Committee, I'd like to add our expression of thanks to those we've already heard today, to all of our donors. Many are here. The good that all of you have done in this initiative will live on and on, enriching the lives of students for decades to come. Thank you all so very much. Now, I am pleased to introduce Larry Mcgahee. He is the lead faculty member of this effort for the construction, a former dean of the School of Science, and a chemistry professor. And we are very grateful, Larry, for your following this all the way through. You made a difference.
Wow. I can say ditto to everybody else, but I'm the poster child for the people that get to work here. And right now, my heart is so full of gratitude, I can barely speak without tears coming to my eyes. But again, thank you. One of the things that we profess here at Scholastica is the value of community. And building this has shown that it continues beyond the time that you're here. So thank you. Winston Churchill said during World War II, never have so many owed so much to so few. And I'd have to say, a lot of people are going to owe a lot of thanks for a very long time to you. So thank you very much as one of the users. Since I'm a scientist, I was assigned part of the role of talking numbers. Okay? And as you may have heard, we have 2 tunnels. Okay? We have this beautiful gathering space for the whole campus. There's an amazing coffee shop coming in August. But besides that, we have a few labs, classrooms, right? And I could recount the numbers over and over, but I won't. I can only say thank you again and again. As someone who has benefited from the confidence of the college in the vision to have this project continue and completed, I don't know any more to say than thank you. This Benedictine Sisters, I say thank you for you received me as a member of the community when I came here 22 years ago, and I have never felt anything but loved here. And I hope I can share that experience with the students that come here and use the building. The building embodies our Benedictine values. Stewardship is innate in the design of this building. I can't tell you how many ways that we use those lessons in constructing a very good facility that it will last for a long time. We have community. And the whole focus is love of learning here, and we'll have a statue to remind us of that. We want to respect the earth, so we have a LEED certified building, and we preserved our green space here. We're standing or sitting in the parking lot. Can you imagine that? This used to be where we parked. It's beautiful now. And the building itself preserves our heritage. The stone on our little tower in the front of this building came from the back wall and salutes our bigger tower up the hill that looks over us with such gentle concern. We've got echoes in the building of our old home, which almost a little sad to say goodbye to. And we have our heritage to remind us where we came from and why we're here. And if we can share that with students in this place, we will continue to build a house of stone far better than any building we could have imagined. So thank you for making that possible. Thank you. And in typical absent-minded professor fashion, I like to remind the students that I'm getting on. Melissa Marvin, who's the president of the Student Senate, is going to speak on behalf of the students, the other very important community that's going to share this building space. Melissa.
I'll wait till my team of students is up here with me. So I'd like to start off by saying good evening, and I'd like to start with a number, 8,712. That is the number of hours it took since we first broke ground to the opening of the lovely atrium we are standing in today. This is the number of success stories, accomplishments, and a minimum number of memories that will be shared in this new addition to our home. This new addition will mean so much to the students, not just in a study area, but in having brand new labs and classrooms where we can do all of our various experiments, closely monitored by professors, of course, as well as an escape from our everyday lives. I've prepared a little thank you that involves the letters of the word thank you in expressing mine and the student body's gratitude. So T is for the great discoveries that will take place in these very classrooms, labs, and conference rooms. H is for the helping hands and the teachers, faculty, and staff uniting as one. A is for an area where ambition and academics will meet. N is for the never-ending tradition of students studying in Tower Hall and finally migrating down to this science building. K is for the kindness that was exhibited and shared by students, faculty, and staff, and each and every one of you for making this dream come true. Y is for your contribution. O is for your outstanding leadership, and this would not have been possible without you. So with that, the student body would like to give you 8,712 much-needed thank yous, and we are very excited to this new addition to all of our homes. We have also prepared a video that we hope that you'll enjoy. This video has several of my classmates and peers expressing their gratitude as well. Thank you again very much.
Welcome to St. Scholastica, bastion of higher education, leader in science, innovator in innovation. St. Scholastica, where tomorrow arrived yesterday.
Oh, when the saints decide to give, oh, when the saints decide to give, oh my, how they can raise a great number when the saints decide to give.
A guy named Blair, he was the chair of a cramped and crowded space. But then he saw a vision for the future when the saints decide to give.
The place was half, yes, half the size. There was no way to serve our students, and now there's room for all of us together because the saints, they truly give.
Now we can work, yes, side by side, collaborating with professors and do research that's just like the real world, 'cause the saints, they truly give.
So many labs, yes, labs and labs.
Great space for class and get-togethers.
And now you never
to thank you for your faith, yes, for your faith in this endeavor. Oh yes, we're glad you're part of the number when the saints decide to give. Oh, when the saints, oh, when the saints, oh, when the saints decide to give. Oh, my, they sure can raise a great number when the saints decide to give.
Wasn't that fun? Congratulations and thanks to our marketing and communications department because they produced that. These were our own students, our choirs, our dancers. Everyone helped out with the music and the singing, and they did a splendid job, right? Yep. I would also like to mention and thank the musicians that we had this afternoon. Oh, they are still up there. Hello, hello. Nicole Craycraft playing the violin today. She teaches violin and viola at the college. Olivia Bessler, who plays the violin, just completed her first year at St. Scholastica as a double major in music and psychology. She's from Anoka, Minnesota. Penny Schwartz was playing the viola today, is the professor at the College for the Music Department. Rebecca Peterson, who was playing the cello today, is a member of the Duluth Superior Symphony Orchestra and performs frequently with the College Center for Early Music Orchestra. So let's thank them for setting the stage for today's program. That is really all of our program today, but I don't think we could have topped this. This was great. Everyone did so well. Please stay and enjoy some more refreshments. And the food was fantastic. Our food service is always doing a splendid job for us. Thank you to Jack and his team. And if you haven't had a chance, please take a tour of the facility. We've got great tour guides, and we have a wonderful facility that we would like to show you. Thank you for being with us, and come to the campus as soon and as often as you can. We love you here. Thanks for being with us today.